you are chosen. There is something about you that feels different from everybody else. It's something internal that even when you're amongst everyone and the things that they're talking about and all of that stuff, you just feel like there's a higher level that you belong on. And the very fact that you desire that means that it is there for you, means that it exists for you, and that is just another dimension of where you're supposed to be. And it's just, how do you get to that place? How do you get through the gap from really looking around your surroundings and it's not what you feel that you should be at? Well, it's what you're putting inside. First of all, before you begin doing different things, it's a level of what your mind has to reach as a capacity. Like, it has to stretch. Like, you have to be putting things in that brings your perspective to a higher frequency and to a higher level. And so whatever thing you're seeing in the physical was first thoughts. Like, whatever things you're seeing and wherever you are now and the environment you are now was first thoughts that you had at one point in time. And it was first the energy that you had at one point in time. And so it's literally just changing the input that you put in. And so what I've done, I've been to different environments that were mentorships and things like that, because I wanted to stretch and I wanted to see different stuff that I didn't see while I was home. And I didn't see that the people in my surroundings I didn't see doing. And that brought my level of perspective to a higher level. It brought my frequency it raised my vibration to a higher level. It, did different things within me. It made me believe in myself in a different way and desire in a whole new profound way. And while I was doing that, that was a movement that I was doing. And then I also began to work on another project that had me being in movement. And all of those things together brought me to just like such a high vibration. It was just phenomenal. However, I will say that it's a journey, right? And that I've learned a lot, because I had taken a step back because I felt like the journey that I was on may have been taking me somewhere else that I didn't really desire to go. And so I took a step back to try to get in my head and figure things out. But by doing that, it stopped the movement, it stopped the action, it stopped anything actually happening, and it just literally brought me to a place where everything halted. And so when you have your mind stretched, and when you then get so close that you're almost there and then you step back, that gap feels like something different. It just feels like the feeling you feel is like not okay. And so, but you just have to do the same thing again. So now this is what I'm doing as far as getting onto these videos, starting to get into a place where I'm moving, and not just receiving input and not just receiving that personal development and all of that stuff. It's a movement that happens as well, so that while input is happening, output is happening. Because I never want the energy to be trapped. Like, that feeling feels so stuck. If you're just receiving stuff and it's coming in and you're feeling like, yeah, your vibration's up there, and then it just all of a sudden hits a wall because it's not being let out. Like, we're supposed to be flowing. And if you think about it, that's the same way money flows. Like, that's the same, that energy is supposed to flow. And so by the fact that I had got into my head, I stopped the flow, and I stopped doing anything. And I thought I was doing something by thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get clear, because what I was doing before didn't really feel all the way like it was it. And so I said I want to deviate, but instead of moving and doing something else, I I got into thought too long. And so that can happen, you know, but just keep in remembrance that what you're putting in feeds you in a way that stretches you. It grows your mind. It challenges the perspective. It makes you see differently. It makes you see you know, even the happenings and opportunities and environment in yourself. It makes you see everything differently. So if you're already doing that, you're already in your personal development bag. By you being on this video, this attracted you in some kind of way. So you are already working on the input. And so now it's like, okay, let's get involved in something, you know, decide on something that you want to do that's allowing that energy to be put out and that flow to start moving. And yes, you might find in your path that, oh, I want to deviate, this doesn't feel all the way like it. That's a part of the journey, because the path illuminates as you're on it. And so if you find yourself that you stopped and you're not on a path or not moving, then you're doing just what I did, and then you find yourself more stuck, and then you find the energy is hitting a wall and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. So I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit. I came to an area and it looks like they changed the area up. There was a track that I was going to be able to walk on, and now I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do that. But let's just get the flow flowing, you know, just get the flow flowing, get the input coming in, as far as your personal development, as far as what you're feeding your mind. And because that's first and foremost, like that's the most important thing, because you don't want to build something and you know, you didn't feed your mind in the process, and then when anything happened, it could blow over because you don't have a great foundation. That's why foundations are the most important thing. It's just like in the Bible when they say one person built the house on rocks and one built it on, you know, different. I can't quote the exact thing, but when the foundation, that's what, when you're called to an area, your foundation needs to be firm and it needs to be strong. And so you feeding yourself, feeding your mindset strengthens that foundation. But while you're in movement, then you discern, is this the path for me? If it's not, then you move. But being in that movement allows that flow, and don't hit a wall by not doing anything. And so just I encourage you to be on the journey as I am. And you know, these videos, I'm allowing them to take a turn to wherever they take a turn. I might even do a challenge and try to lose some weight or do something. I'm just in the process of thinking, but it's always got to be some type of movement now. I realized that was the issue that happened with me, is that I stopped and everything stopped as a result. And just be encouraged. You're chosen. You know it. You feel it. And you're not wrong. You're completely right. And it's a journey that I'm excited for you, to be honest. So let's make it happen.